marching with their hands up, praying for the drama to hit. I got my head down, looking for some money to spend. The price tag on the things I need, I'm getting bigger by the day. I got a bullet with a name on it, bullet with a name. Whoa, the way I work so other things, they just take away from me. I got a bullet with a name on it.
The following contest is a hardcore match. On the way to the ring, the WWE Champion from West Newbury, Massachusetts, weighing in at 248 pounds, John Cena.
Your time is up, my time is now. You can't see me, my time is now. It's the franchise where I'm shining now. You can't see me, my time is now. In case you forgot or fell off, I'm still hot. Knock your shell off. My money stacked fat, plus I can't turn the swell off. The franchise doing big business. I live this, it's automatic. I win this, so you hear those horns, you finished. A soldier, and I stay under you fighting. Plus I'm storming on you chumps like I'm thunder and lightning. Ain't no way you breaking me, kid. I'm harder than nails. Plus I keep it on lock like I'm part of the jail. I'm slaughtering stale competition. I got the whole block wishing they could run with my division, but they gone fishing with no bait. Kid, your boy, hold weight. I got my soul straight. I brush your mouth like Colgate. In any weather, I'm never better. Your boy's so hot, you never catch me in the next man's sweater. If they hate, let them hate. I drop your whole clan. Lay your ass down for the 3-second tan. Your time is up, my time is now. You can't see me, my time is now. It's the franchise.
And the opponent from Battle Creek, Michigan, weighing 230 pounds, Rob Van Dam.
A textbook reversal there.
Boy, this John Cena is his own biggest fan. How come all of these rappers can't talk about anything except how great they are?
I don't think there's anything wrong with that, King. Cena's got some impressive accomplishments to his credit. I think he's got every right to be proud.
Well, you know what they say, JR. Pride goes before a fall. And from the looks of things,
He's all fired up now, King, and I'd hate to be on the receiving end.
I don't think his opponent's got a hope of hurting him now. What does he think he's doing? He's just showing off for the crowd now.
He's wrestling the match his way, and I think it's going to pay off, mark my words. And it's
Oh, sure. Now the fans start to cheer for him. Now that he's in the driver's seat.
Come on, King. He's had the crowd behind him all match, and now it's paying off. Oh boy, the adrenaline is pumping. I think this could be the beginning of the end.
No, it can't. can't end like this. Come on, do something quick.
What a submission hold! Could this be a tap out?
It isn't. The hold can't be broken. You can't take this kind of pain for long.
A reversal. Can he capitalize on it?
I can't believe someone as out of it as Rob Van Dam could be featured as prominently as he is here in the WWE. I don't even think he knows where he is right now.
Van Dam might seem laid back, but don't ever mistake that for a lack of awareness or intensity. More often than not, in the heat of competition, cooler heads prevail. And that's why his fans call him the whole damn show. The submission is locked in. This could be huge.
Oh my gosh, JR! You can't go on without tapping out to this. I think these superstars are getting some feedback from the crowd, JR.
Nothing wrong with that, King. That's what we like to hear.
I think it's pretty obvious which way this one's going to go, JR.
Well, from my perspective, this is still anybody's match.
I'd like to see things from your perspective, JR, but I'd have to get my head out of my rear end first.
And Lord knows it's been up there for so long that...
Oh my gosh! Head first right into the ring steps!
And I think those steel steps got the better of that encounter, King.
I'd ask you who you want to win this matchup, JR, but it's been pretty obvious since the start of the show who you're pulling for.
I'm trying to remain as objective as I can, King. Quite frankly, I'd rather see a good competitive matchup than see a particular superstar win or lose this. Good grief! I don't care how tough you are. A chair shot is a chair shot.
And you can't take too many of those and expect to continue. I think I know who's going to win this one, JR.
Oh, really? Enlighten us, King.
Wait a second. Why are you so eager to hear my prediction?
Because...
Oh no! This is terrible! You can't let your opponent build this kind of momentum!
Well, all I can say is someone's been... My God! They're taking this one to the fans, King!
These superstars are totally out of control, JR! I love it! Well, from the looks of things, it's not hard to tell how this one's gonna go.
What are you talking about, King? I think this is still an extremely competitive match that can go either way.
You know, JR, it's obvious that the only exercise you get is stretching the truth or jumping to conclusions.
Well, judging from the shape I'm in, I don't appear to be doing too much of either, King. You're the... My God! Let me tell you, when a wooden table meets flesh and bone, the table wins.
It's a deadly weapon for sure, JR.
There aren't many superstars as diversely talented as John.
Did you see that? That's gonna leave a mark.
I think that's the whole idea, King. Good Lord, what an impact!
That's the way to do it. Keep going. You know, JR, when I saw this match on paper, I wasn't too sure about it. But it's turned out a lot better than I thought it would.
I'm not at all surprised, King. I knew this was going to be a terrific matchup.
Oh, come on, JR. You're just talking through your hat. And speaking of hats, when are you going to get rid of that?
That table's about the last thing you want to get hit with.
I guess it's better than being put through the...
Come on! Somebody's got to take that away from him.
Hey, if the referee doesn't stop it, it's all legal. Oh my gosh, not the table!
Boy, somebody's going to be picking splinters out of their gums after this one. Look at this! Look at this! You talk about...
Oh man, someone's going to be picking splinters out of their backside tonight.
Rob Van Dam is such an amazing athletic competitor. There's not a doubt about it. What a vicious chair shot!
That chair was never meant to be used like that, JR. Oh man! Did you hear that chair shot, JR?
I'd be surprised if there was a single person in this arena who didn't, King.
This has gone beyond just being a match, JR. I think these superstars genuinely
no love lost between these competitors, that's for sure. If looks could kill, somebody would be pushing up daisies right now.
And you've got to admit, that makes for a much more interesting match, JR.
It sure does. But I just hope these superstars can settle their differences in the ring and leave it at that. Boy, this John Cena sure is one of the most exciting young prospects in all of WWE.
Oh, come on, JR. John Cena's a thug. You know it, I know it, and all of these people know it. It makes me sick that he's allowed to be a WWE superstar.
I don't know how you can say that, King. Cena has dedicated himself to entertaining these fans, and quite frankly, I find him to have more character than many so-called respectable superstars.
There's a difference between entertaining the fans and setting a bad example, JR. I think the fact that SmackDown could ever allow John Cena to become WWE Champion is an example of why they're the #2 brand in sports entertainment.
You're not going to get me to say,
Wow! He slammed his opponent's head right off of the announce table.
and the way he's got that monitor cable wrapped tight around the throat, his opponent could quickly succumb to oxygen deprivation. Boy, what a match. I wouldn't even hazard a guess as to who's going to win this thing.
What? Have you got both your contacts in one eye, JR? It's been obvious to me since the start of the match.
Oh, really? Well then, why don't you just enlighten the rest of us, King?
No way! I can already tell this is going to be a great match, and I don't want to ruin the ending for you.
You're too kind, King. Look at him. Oh, no. Last shot busted him open, and the blood is flowing freely.
This is great, JR. Where else besides the WWE can you see this kind of ruthless aggression?
I can't think of anywhere else, King, but I'm afraid I don't share your enthusiasm for this kind of brutality. If there's the submission, there might not be any way out of it.
There better be, but we're going to see a tap out right here.
There's no room for error when you're on the top rope.
Uh-oh. Come on. You got to stop this guy before he really gets going.
I don't think that's going to happen, King. And here's the pin.
Oh, no. I don't like the looks of this.
He's got the fans behind him, King, and his opponent had better watch out. This capacity crowd is solidly behind their superstar. Look at this.
Wow. Could you be any more biased, JR? How about some fair and balanced commentary? I can't believe he countered that one.
Boy, when you look at these superstars, it really drives home the fact that Raw is the dominant brand of sports entertainment.
Oh, there's no doubt about that, JR. There's not a superstar on the SmackDown roster who could hold a candle to Raw's finest.
I wouldn't go that far, King. There are quite a few SmackDown superstars who I'd love to have on Raw.
Oh, come on, JR. Why would you want to lower the tone of the Raw locker room by bringing in some losers from SmackDown?
King, next time you call The Undertaker, Kurt Angle, and Chris Benoit losers, make sure you give me some warning so I can get the hell out of here before you do it. I don't want to be any part of what that's going to get me.
Climbing up the turnbuckle isn't bad. It's all the ways you can come down that hurt. It looks like they've slowed the match down a little, and I think that's some good strategy right there.
It certainly is. If I live to be 100, I'll never understand why they leave so many damn weapons under the ring. It's almost like
He sure is putting that thing to good use, JR.
the referee is down, and now there's no one to maintain order in this match.
Where do they find these referees, JR? They seem to be awfully fragile.
These superstars are going to put each other through wrestling hell tonight.
They've already got a pretty good start on that, JR.
They have indeed, King. I don't think there's an ounce of quit between them.
Yeah, and that's where things get dangerous. If you're too proud to admit that it's not your...
I think someone's looking for a weapon under the ring. This could get ugly.
These superstars are putting on a great match so far, JR. But if they drop the ball, he's climbing the turnbuckle. What's he up to? I think I know who's going to win this match. but he's going for the pin.
There's no question that was a hard-fought pin, King.
I'm actually surprised at the